Real Madrid plan a clear-out, Neymar's new deal, Premier League club circle a Bundesliga star, Man City have actually signed somebody, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes, as I'm your host Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, and Real Madrid are planning a massive summer clear-out. Now, not only is this because they need to raise a few funds if they're to go and buy a big star in the summer, but also because they've got a lot of dead weight. Zinedine Zidane men currently have a 25-man squad, and every single one of those spots is filled with 11 players out on loan. So not only are they going to have to get rid of a few, they're going to have some tough decisions to make. First off on the list, Gareth Bale, of course. It looks like he's been wanting to leave for quite a while, yet every time something comes a little bit close, he often stays put. This season, he really has not been up to scratch, and if Real Madrid want to make any money from the 30-year-old, they're going to need to sell him this summer before he gets injured even more and his price decreases even more. Along with Bale, there's also James Rodriguez, who's pretty much in the same boat, but just a few years younger. On top of this, there's Odriozola, who's currently on loan at Bayern Munich and really hasn't made the best of impressions. They might want to get rid of him. And of course, Mariano Diaz as well. In fact, when he returned to the club, he was given the number 7 shirt after Cristiano Ronaldo left. And I don't know whether it's that or the fact he's probably just not a very good player. Whatever has happened, he really has not lived up to any sort of hype. So he'll probably be out the door as well. The other two players on the list are long-standing players who, let's be honest, I always put them in the category of if they weren't playing for Real Madrid, Real wouldn't go and sign them. It's just because they've come through the ranks and they're very loyal and they probably don't cause too much of a fuss in the dressing room if they're not playing or if they're not on the biggest wage. That is Nacho Fernandez and Lucas Vazquez. Neither of them are really going to be a first-team starter, and they're both squad players. And I mean, I can't see them fetching too much money either, but every little helps at the moment. So if they do manage to sell all of them, they're hoping to bring in 120 million euros. Normally, you'd think you'd probably get a bit more for 6 players, but due to the current fact that no one's going to be spending too much money, 120 million probably seems about right. Obviously, all 6 of them aren't all going to go to one club. If they do have this kind of money, though, Real Madrid will not be spending it on Harry Kane. They've made it clear in the last few days they won't be pursuing the England forward, with Juventus apparently front-runners. Anyway, moving away from that and to Neymar, who apparently will not be going anywhere. That is because PSG have used this time to offer him a brand new deal worth 38 million euros per season. Now, actually, I know that is a ridiculous amount of money. It's only, I say only, 1.3 million euros more than what he's earning at the moment with 36.7. Now, Neymar's current deal ends in 2020, so he's got 2 years left, and they want to extend it to 2025 because they're being realistic about this. No one, even Barcelona, is going to spend the 200 million to bring him in this summer, especially when, as we've mentioned, so many teams are impacted financially. So, let's say you take another year for the transfer market to return to normal. Then you've got next summer in 2021, and then Neymar enters the last year of his contract. And can you imagine if after spending 220 million euros on him, PSG then lose Neymar on a free transfer? That'd be absolutely outrageous. So of course, sporting director Leonardo wants to tie him down for a few more years. But is the incentive of just 1.3 million per year more really going to keep Neymar at the club? I'm not so sure. And on the flip side to this, I think that if PSG go forward and give him this contract and say, you're going to be our guy for the next 5 years, whatever, what does that mean for Kylian Mbappe? Maybe he's waiting for Neymar to leave before becoming the absolute star, or maybe he'll see that they've really chosen to go with Neymar, so Mbappe will leave instead. Having said that, he'll probably cost more than Neymar, and if no one's going to pay for Neymar, no one's going to have the money to pay for Mbappe anyway. PSG really are playing in a world of their own. But moving up next and to some potential Premier League clubs who are interested in Freiburg's Luka Waldschmidt. Now, in the Bundesliga this season, he does only have 5 goals, but in the last few years, he's really been putting them away for historically isn't the best of sides in Freiburg. Alongside this, he also managed 7 goals and 4 appearances in the under-21 Euros last summer, and he's really having a blast of it at the moment. He's even got 2 senior appearances this season with the German squad. So, at 23 years old and potentially available for only 20 to 25 million, Chelsea, Leicester and Wolves are all interested in the striker. Now, all of these clubs actually propose a rather interesting possibility for Luka Waldschmidt. All 3 of them have a number 1 out-and-out striker, Jamie Vardy, Tammy Abraham, Raul Jimenez. But having said that, the backups aren't necessarily the best. Frank Lampard looks like he'll be losing Olivier Giroud on a free transfer, and it's clear he wants to get rid of Michy Batshuayi because whichever chance he gives him, the 26-year-old Belgian just cannot seem to hit any sort of form. At Wolves, when Jimenez is out of the squad, there's not too many players, and they even got rid of Patrick Cutrone because he had such a poor impact on the squad. And with Leicester, Jamie Vardy's the guy. Obviously heading into his mid-30s, when he's out of the squad, they really do struggle. Jose Perez, again, not the most consistent of players. So, if Rochemay can get in and around the teams, which he probably could as a backup striker and be given quite a few chances, I see this being a pretty good move. Normally, I'm not against a massive move to a club if someone's going to go from playing regularly to just being a bench player, but I think this may work out in his favour. But moving on from that to someone who's definitely going to be a bench player, in fact, who's going to be loaned away from the club, and that is Clivert Aguiar. Who on earth is that, I hear you say? Well, it is Manchester City's brand new right back all the way from Peru. He is not going to be moving until he turns 18, which is in next May, so he's still got about 19 months away from the club. And even when he does, the club have said he will spend the first few seasons on loan. But they have taken the Peruvian under-17 international, and they really are looking to build for the future with this one. This does seem a bit like a Football Manager kind of signing where he looks quite good for his age, and who knows what's going to happen in a few years. Manchester City may not even be in the position to find out, but you never really know with these things, and I guess when you're a team with so much money like City, it's probably worth spending a few million on a kid, even if it doesn't really work out. So lastly but not least, a quick round up of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Aston Villa has shown their interest in Atalanta keeper Pierluigi Gollini. Inter Milan are prepared to offer 25 million for Everton's out-of-form striker Moise Kean. Arsenal interested in Valencia and Spain's winger/forward Rodrigo Moreno. And lastly but not least, Lazio have taken an interest in Wolves centre-half Willy Bolly. So there you have it, that's all from me, but make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on all of today's daily news. Whilst you're there, smash the like button, click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, wash your hands, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later.